Good morning, students. Today we are going to take up the topic associated with the servlet. Servlet you can consider as Java programs which are running on the server side. And if servlet are considered, then you are implementing Java technology on the server side. Let us begin with the definition part. Servlet technology is used to create a web application, reside on server, and generate a dynamic web page in Java. If you are implementing server-side programs, then you do have two approaches for the development. You can create static pages and you can create dynamic pages associated with the server side. And most of the time, if we are implementing servlet program, they are considered for the dynamic web pages. Servlet technology is robust and scalable because of Java language. As you are already aware about, the implementation of Java is considered with the concept of Java Virtual Machine. And further, it do provide platform independence, and at the same time, this technology provide you applications which are large scale. And further, we do have scalable applications as per the requirement of customer side. We can expand the working of technology uh, as per the situation. Before Servlet, we do have CGI or Common Gateway Interface scripting language that was working as common server-side programming language. However, there were many disadvantages to this technology. The major part is considered with the process-oriented approach, uh, which was considered for execution on any client request. As if you are working on any program which is running on server side, the main interaction is considered from the client side on the particular request. And on the basis of that, server runs a program. In CGI option, we do have process-oriented approach, whereas in case of Java, we do have thread-based approach. We'll continue with our discussion further. There are many interfaces and classes in Servlet API which are considered for implementation. If you are looking at the few, then servlet, generic servlet, HTTP servlet, servlet request, servlet response. These are the collection of important interfaces and classes which are further required for the programming purpose. Now again, if we are looking at the servlet, the very first question is, what is servlet? Servlet can be described in many ways depending upon the context. Servlet is a technology which is used to create a web application. Servlet is an API that provides many interfaces and classes including documentation. Servlet is an interface that must be implemented before creating a servlet. The basic idea behind working of server-side programming is considered with a base level interface which used to provide abstract methods associated with the definition of class. And the servlet interface is the first part which is considered in the deployment of servlet. Servlet is a class that extends the capability of server and respond to incoming requests. It can respond to any request. Now, if we are considering developing of any class, in that case, we need to create servlet classes, which are on the back side implementing servlet interface. Servlet is a web component that is deployed on the server to create dynamic web pages. Now, if you are looking at the overall working of the server, following are the sequence of execution which are expected from the server-side program. In the overall interaction of client and server, any client first places a request to the server for a particular type of service. And on the basis of identification of particular type of service, server try to generate a response at runtime. This is step second. There are many type of services which a server can provide, and on the basis of identification of type of service, within the request itself, server try to generate a response at the runtime. And in the third step, the response is sent to the client. In this three-step communication from client to server and server to client, the overall execution is considered on the basis of two objects. If you are working in any language, there are two objects which are responsible for entire communication. The first one is request object and second one is response object. Now, if we are looking at the general concept of web application, a web application is an application accessible from the web. A web application is composed of web components like servlet, JSP, filters, etc., and other elements such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you are looking at the overall deployment, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are working on the client, whereas the previous component which we have discussed, they are working on the servlet. The web components typically execute in the web server and responds in the HTTP request. Prior to start our discussion with respect to servlet, if we are looking at the traditional approaches of server program, CGI is one of the most important technology which we have worked on the server side programs. CGI technology enables the web server to call an external program and pass HTTP request information to external program to process the request, and for each request it start a new process. Now the point of emphasis over here is the working of new process at each client request. Now this is the actual view of managing each and every request from the client on the server side in case of CGI. Now, if you are looking at the three requests which you are looking in the diagram, server try to generate CGI shells process in the background to fulfill the request of the client. Now, if you are looking at the processing requirement on the server side, that increases as per the number of requests received by the servers. And processor load definitely increases if number of requests are more and more processes are accommodated in the server side processor and memory. This increases the overall load on the server as per the number of requests increase. The main disadvantages which you can work out on the basis of previous discussion are: number one, there are many problems. Number one, if the number of client increases, it takes more time for sending response, and as the processor is overloaded on the server side. For each request, it start of new process, uh, and the web server is limited to start processes. As if resources are limited in that case, less number of processes further result into the decline of client requests, and it uses the platform dependent language further, which are based upon C and C++, and most of the time Perl is the language which is considered for the deployment on the server side. Now we have to discuss the advantages of servlet. There are many advantages of servlet over traditional technology of CGI. The CGI is process based and servlet are thread based. The web container create thread for handling the multiple requests to the servlet. As many client request for the particular service on the server, in that case, servlet create multiple threads. Threads have many benefits over processes, such as they share a common memory area, and further they are lightweight. The cost of communication between threads are low. We have already gone through the concept of operating system where we have tried to compare the thread and processes. Processes are comparatively heavyweight in with respect to the thread, and threads are considered as lightweight processes in terms of resources usage such as memory, CPU, and other things. The major advantages in terms of comparison we can consider as follows. Threads used to provide better performance because they are not creating any process for particular request. Portability is inherently there because of Java language, and these are robust as JVM manages servlets, so we do not need to worry about the memory leak and garbage collection, or you can say if objects which are created for the use they are automatically removed from the memory as garbage collection concept is there in Java inherently. Java is a secure language and security is already inherited over there. Now, if we are further implementing servlet or any other technology, the main execution is considered in the servlet container itself. Servlet container is an application which provides runtime environment for Java to applications, Java to enterprise applications. The client or user can request only a static web page from the server. If the user wants to read the web page as per input, then servlet container is used in the Java. The Java servlet container is a part of web server which we can consider for running separately for process. We can classify the servlet container state in three types. Servlet container states can be considered as follows: standalone, in process, and out of process. If you are talking about the standalone, it is typically Java-based server in which the servlet container and web server are integrated as a part of single program. For example, Tomcat running by itself is considered as standalone web container. In process, in this case, it is separated from the web server because a different program runs within the address space of main server as plugin. For example, if you are running Tomcat inside the JBoss, then this is a case of in-process container. Out-of-process container are considered when the web server and server container are different programs which are run in different processes. For performing the communication between them, web server use the plugin provided by the servlet container. These are the points associated with the servlet container. Now, if you are talking about the main basic operations which are taken care by the servlet container, following are the important operations. The very first one is life cycle management. The life cycle management talks about the execution of servlet with respect to the specific approach of the method. There are some predefined methods of the servlet which are executing in a sequence, and that is termed as life cycle. The overall life cycle management is performed by the servlet container. Multi-threading support is there. As per the request of the client, servlet container used to create multiple threads as per the requirement or request of the client service. Object pooling is there. Objects are created by the web container and considered for putting up service requests, and as and when they are not further needed, they are removed from the memory. In that case, how many objects are created for the particular request, that is managed by the servlet container. Security aspect associated with the access of application is also managed with the help of servlet container. So these are the operations which are managed at the servlet container level. The interfaces which are mainly responsible for creating normal servlet They are given as follows. First one is servlet, second is servlet request, third is servlet response. The servlet is the interface which is responsible for providing main methods associated with the servlet creation. Servlet request is the interface which is basically required for creating request object at runtime. Servlet response is another type of object which is responsible for generating object at runtime from for providing content from server side to client side. Request dispatcher interface is there. Servlet config context, single thread model filter, filter config filter chain, servlet request listener, servlet request attribute listener, servlet plot context listener, servlet context attribute listener. These are the particular interfaces which are provided in JavaX.servlet package, and they are mainly responsible for many type of application part, and they can be used for deployment purpose in context of servlet programs. If you are talking about the classes collection which are responsible for servlet program creation, they are generic servlet. If you want to create generic servlet type of class, so in that case you can extend this class for creating your own program. As in case of applet creation, you have extended applet class. In case of creation of generic servlet program, you can extend this class. Further, you do have servlet input stream, output stream for reading and writing the data, request wrapper, response wrapper, request event, context event, request attribute event, context attribute event, servlet exception, unavailable exception. These are the particular set of classes which can be considered important. Not all classes can be used in the beginning, but most of the classes are very much important for reference purpose in future. So you can go ahead with brief description from your side to check out the implementation part associated with the particular classes. Interfaces in Java .http package, they are following. We do have HTTP servlet request, HTTP servlet response. These are request and response interfaces for retaining the object at runtime for client request and generating the response to the client. HTTP session is there for session management, HTTP session listener, session attribute listener, session binding listener, and session activation listener, session context. These are the different type of interfaces. We are not going to take up all the particular interfaces for the implementation part, as the most of the things will be managed with the help of request response and session interfaces only, and other can be dependent upon the usage of the project. If project is further required, then they can be taken up. Otherwise, main important interfaces are HTTP servlet request, HTTP servlet response, and HTTP session. Now, if you are talking about the classes in javax.servlet.http package, which is basically responsible for hypertext transfer protocol, following are the important classes. First one is HTTP servlet. You can create your HTTP servlet class by extending this class. You do have cookie, HTTP request wrapper, HTTP servlet response wrapper, HTTP session event, HTTP session binding event, HTTP utils. These are the set of classes which you can consider for implementation purpose from server side to client whenever you are creating HTTP type of classes or HTTP type of servlets. The first two are very much important from implementation point of view, and these are the important classes which you can frequently use for the purpose of deployment of servlet. If you are talking about the servlet interface comprises of abstract methods which are considered important for deployment of servlet. The common behavior to all servlet are considered with the help of servlet interface. Servlet interface defines the method that all servlet must implement. Servlet interface need to implement for creating any servlet either directly or indirectly. It provides three lifecycle methods uh, that are used to initialize the servlet, two service and request, and to to destroy the servlet, and two non-lifecycle methods. So in important discussion, we do have three lifecycle methods which are important for implementation purpose and two non-lifecycle method. If you want to apply, you can go ahead, otherwise you can skip them. The main lifecycle methods are init, service method and destroy method. We will take up the things in further methods in servlet interface. There are five methods: init, service, destroy. These are the lifecycle methods. These are invoked by the web containers. Now, if you are talking about the particular methods, the list is given as follows. The first one is public void init servlet config. It initializes the servlet. It is the lifecycle method of the servlet and invoked by the web container only once. At the time of initialization of resources, you can consider this particular init method. And most of the time, whenever you are creating database connectivity and other resource collection, in that case, you can work out with a particular invocation part, and you can define your own init method by overriding this method from the servlet interface. Further, the second important method, which is the method that is required for generating the response to the client, that is service method. It used to take two particular parameters for interaction from server to client. One is request and second is response. Request is basically the object which is considered for putting up the client information to the server side, and response is the object which is basically responsible for putting up the response of the server to the client. It provides response for incoming requests, and it is invoked at each request by the web container. So it runs many a time as and when client request is there to the server. And last method of the lifecycle is destroy. It invoked only once and indicated that the server is being destroyed. Further, you do have two non-lifecycle methods also. First one is get servlet config. It used to return the servlet config object. Servlet config object is important from the point of view that it used to carry the information associated with the servlet object at runtime that it takes from the configuration file web.xml. And further, you do have another important point, that is get servlet info. It used to return the information about the servlet such as writer, copyright, version, etc. These are the important aspects associated with the servlet lifecycle. Now, if you are looking at the given implementation of servlet interface, it used to define all the five methods. You can go through it. The first definition is related to the init method that used to retrieve the runtime config object at the parameter position, and it used to assign it to the local config object by using this .config. And further, we are putting up a message that servlet is initialized, that is on the console part. During the runtime, you will get a message on the server side console outcome that servlet is initialized when you will execute this program. This will give only single time outcome as the method is init method. The second is service method that will provide you the outcome in the form of HTML. It used to comprise of two objects in the form of parameter, request and response. And further, it used to throw IO exception and servlet exception. Within the definition of method, you do have creation of out object of print writer class that is responsible for generating the response to the client. What type of response you are going to generate, that will dependent upon the set content type method invocation, where you have specified text/html. Further, you have embedded some HTML part within the out.print method where body is mentioned, HTML is mentioned, and further hello simple servlet message is printed, and body and HTML is further ending up with the containing part of the message. And at last you are giving destroy method, get servlet config, and get servlet info method definition. So these are the 5 method implementation in a simple program where you have implemented servlet interface. You have defined your public class first and it implements servlet interface. And all 5 methods are defined over here. That's all from my side. In the given session, if we try to reiterate the point, we have gone through the concept of servlet and associated interface, classes, type of servlets, and we have worked out a simple program to implement the servlet interface to get the outcome in the form of lifecycle methods implementation by putting up a simple message of uh, hello world, or you can say hello interaction. And that's all from my side. Thank you all for attending the lecture. Thank you.